Hello, everybody. This is kind of a different type of video for me. This is my year end recap for 2023, starting off with some chickadee art that I did and some mussels and kelp. These are a few videos from the trip that I took to RISD and Providence back in April. I got to see Beetlejuice the musical, but of course, I couldn't videotape that, so I just videotaped the Nature Lab and the Super Cute Cafe, Small Point Cafe, Symposium Books. Of course, I had to get the birds on the canal as well. There's so many birds. And then I dragged my best friend to look at some of the RISD illustration senior shows as well. And
Just so you know, Mom, I am about to do something that's very, very big, very important. When you hear about it, you're going to be very proud.
and this is my very first picture book, my thesis that I wrote and illustrated. And of course, I had to give a little bit of a talk about it. And naturally, I had to talk about my goofy younger self and my strange phobia of Mr. Bean. And here's my thesis installation. I'm so proud of it.
Nakia Pickering, Bachelor of Fine Arts in Illustration with honors.
And of course, I graduated. I went to a lot of concerts. This was Memphis May Fire. At the end of July, I moved out of my shoebox finally. I've been working towards a certificate in natural science illustration through RISD, so that's most of what my art has been and why I have mushrooms in my apartment. And I worked in an art store briefly, was doing kits for schools. I got to pet a couple of neighborhood cats. This one is so fluffy, and this stripy guy is named Snoop. He is so sweet. He loves to lay in the sun. And of course, in August, we got our boys. The one in the very front that I'm petting right now is Beans. The other hooded one is Timothy. And this little brown guy is Bruno. They are my babies. I would die for them completely. Rats have been my favorite pets for well over a decade and a half at this point. I did a botanical illustration class. I went to more concerts. I got to see some new bands, Catch Your Breath, and older bands that I've watched for a while, From Ashes to New. And of course, I launched my holiday sticker collection. This was something I'd wanted to do for a while, of just doing a whole collection launch. So I was really happy that it worked out and I was able to actually accomplish that this year. This is my final from the botanical class. It was kind of Christmassy, so I figured I'd throw it in at the end here, and I was pretty happy with how it came out. I still don't love gouache, though. These are all the Christmas presents that I painted for everybody. Here is a little bit of the tiny amount of snow that we have gotten here in southern Maine, which is really very, very little. There is none. It's January, there is none. And here are a couple videos from the last market I did on New Year's Eve, my very final market of the year. And it was a really good way to kind of close out the year. I ended up that night drafting a bunch of emails to send to stores to sell in. So hope 2024 is great.